My mother's a biologist and my dad's a painter, and I was trained as an architect. So these combinations of science and art and structure are all over the place in most of my work. But I think my architectural training has a lot to do with the kinds of ways that I look at things and think about things. I'm interested in the structures of things. I'm interested in the sites where those structures live and change, and also in looking at them as substances and materials and thinking about how they transform over time. And so I actually wanted to make a film, a video about bubbles. That's how these projects started. Even when I was changing the lighting, I felt like the bubbles needed to be darker. So just looking around my studio, I threw some India ink into the bubble mixture. And I mean, this is just the stuff Walgreens, right? You know, it's stuff your kids play with. That's basically what I was working with. And I started blowing bubbles, and yes, they absolutely did increase in density for the camera, but they also splattered all over the floor in my studio, and I didn't have any paper down at the time, and they made some really, really beautiful marks. So at that point, I stopped blowing bubbles, stopped the camera, and layered paper all over my studio floor. And I started experimenting with different kinds of paper that's more absorbent. You don't get the same kinds of cellular forms that you do here, because the ink and the bubbles somehow get absorbed immediately or faster, and so you don't get this pooling that creates some of the cellular effects that you see in the drawings. But anyway, I was just playing around, and a lot of my work has to do with experimenting and playing and saying, oh, look, there's this stuff in my studio, what can I do with it? Most of the manipulation in this video has to do with scale. I was interested in the lightness of bubbles, in the explosion of them, so what happens when they contact a surface, and what happens when they build on themselves and create a mass out of something that's really quite ethereal. So I tried to edit the video so that accumulation was on the end of it, that the video built to that sense of massing, but also when you're looking at the massing, you're seeing these explosions and kind of returning back to the beginning where there's all this air and all this possibility for flight. The drawings and the video are very much in line with the kinds of things I'm interested in general, microscopic and macroscopic worlds, looking at cells, looking at stars, galaxies. And so I'm interested in the way that forms seem to duplicate themselves in different contexts. In this case, cells and stars and galaxies are kind of coming together, and I'm thinking a lot about them.